Keep your blaster handy, the West is a dangerous place. Fight to survive as men turn to monsters and the dead rise on the Wild West Exodus Hub at beastsofwar.com. From Viking halls to the cities of the future, terrain buffs will love our foreground hub. Watch gaming tables of all genres come to life at beastsofwar.com.
So guys, once again joined by Rob. We have a couple more little things to look at for Warzone Resurrection. This is the part of the Imperial forces.
Yes.
These are the Blood Berets. Now, you've just told me that the Blood Berets are a very well known and infamous unit in the world.
They are. I mean, in terms of Mutant Chronicles as a setting and as a game that's been very old, a setting for games that's quite old, there was a board game called Blood Berets specifically about these guys fighting in the jungles of Venus against forces of Dark Legion. So there's lots and lots of story around them, and probably more story about this unit in the existing background than any other unit in the entire game.
Now, why is that?
I don't know.
Is it just because they're cool?
I think it is. I mean, they are pretty damn cool. You know, they are essentially British SAS in space with shoulder pads and some other cool stuff.
I mean, I think that says it all, really.
Yeah.
Red beret, looking badass with a gun.
Yep. And some random smoke. Yay.
And some smoke, yes, some mystical smoke.
Not enough fire. Needs more fire. Michael, needs more fire.
You telling off your staff?
I'm telling off my staff.
Right.
Well, he's my boss, but there we go.
Bosses, staff. It's all the same these days, right?
Yeah. Manage your manager. Right, so...
Stat card. What makes these guys so good?
Quite a lot. They're actually really, really awesome. So obviously they've got a high close combat skill, they've got a high range skill, pretty high strength, pretty high constitution, and they're fairly good in terms of willpower and leadership. Their armor is only 13, they haven't got an impenetrable armor, so you can reduce their armor quite considerably. I say that, but if you upgrade them with chain rippers, which is a separate upgrade pack from these guys, you give them impenetrable armor 13 just for holding chain rippers. That's just how good they are in close combat. Each one of these guys has got a Lion and Atkinson plasma carbine.
That is the most British sounding weapon I've ever heard.
Isn't it just? And yeah, that's a plasma weapon, so they're quite rare in the game in general. Yeah. Cool. So that's them in terms of what war gear they have. But let's go and have a look at the figures themselves, and I'll talk a bit more about their special skills later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'll let you control close cam yet again.
Okay, I'll do my best. There we go. Sorry, guys. There we go. So, here's all the figures.
These guys do not wear a lot of armor to start with.
They don't.
But they don't seem to need it.
Yes, to fight through the jungles and stuff, they really need to be mobile. So they rely heavily on shoulder pads, basic body armor, and
looking badass.
And looking badass.
Yeah.
And just to point, those berets in the background, they're woven with titanium thread. So
it's actually proper protective headgear rather than just,
allegedly,
allegedly.
Yeah. Whether that works or not, I don't know, but it's in the fluff.
We might need to try that.
Yeah.
To find some titanium weave somewhere. Right, so backpacks and weapons.
Yeah, so it's 2 sprues that make up this kit. So here you've got all the weapons that the squad comes with, plus all their backpacks, which simply pop on, as you can see there.
Yeah. And the backpacks have a lot of character to them in themselves.
They do, yeah. I think
they're all individual, aren't they?
I believe so.
They're all carrying different kit in different configurations.
Yeah, they are. So some have got mines, which have rules in the game, so you can set up 3 mines before the game starts. They've got knives, gas goggles, gas masks, which again make them much better against gas weaponry. Not that they have to worry about it too much, because hey, they're Imperial, they're the guys using it. And then all the arms and weapons.
Very straightforward stuff, and a joy to build and just cool to look at as well. So we have one built example, who I sat and built a while ago there. So
a very angry looking man.
He is very angry looking. I think someone has like kicked his dog or something, and he's out for revenge. Something like that.
And speaking of which, all of the Blood Berets have got a special skill called Contempt Dark Legion, which means in close combat they're re-rolling hits against Dark Legion models
because they just hate them that much, and they're
Yeah, I believe on the model they've also got not goggles,
Respirator.
things that you wear on your head to listen to things. Headsets. That's right. That's what I was looking for, guys. Yeah. They've each got headsets which have rules in the game. They allow them to disperse quite far. So rather than having a small coherency, you've got a coherency of your full leadership. So you could have models 18 inches away from each other in this squad. You just have to turn to burn one resource card at the beginning of their activation to do that.
So what's the advantage of doing that?
You can really spread your army out, and it means that template weapons almost have no effect against this squad because you've got guys over here.
You'll be wasting flamethrower templates on one man.
Yeah, and not only that, these guys ignore movement through light terrain and shooting through light terrain. So these guys are proper special forces. You know, they're trained to work in the jungle in certain situations.
So they're shooting just as well through cover and moving through it and everything.
Yeah.
That is, I can see why when you looked at the stat card, you went, these are ridiculous.
I came back in and went, yeah, these are just as bad as I remember them being. I knew they were bad, but I couldn't remember why and how bad they were.
Yeah. So these guys have a long history through the original fluff of Warzone as well.
Yeah, for sure. So people had been begging us to release these for absolutely ages, and when we finally came to do Imperial, they had to be part of our first release because they're just so utterly awesome. I think the only other unit that's maybe as famous as them is the Wolfbanes.
Yeah. So you have like 2 or 3 definitely iconic units.
Oh yeah.
And those are all now going to be included in.
Absolutely, that's what Warzone's all about. There's iconic units in the setting that we just can't avoid.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't want to avoid. You know, we're making Warzone because we're fans of it.
Yeah.
So.
And the miniatures are fantastic.
They're an iconic unit, so a lot of the old school fans have already gone out and got them, painted them up as quickly as possible according to any colour scheme they like.
Yeah.
And they really do pop once they're painted.
So just to throw a random little question in here, completely unrelated. What do you love most about it all?
About all of
Warzone and
in
your
general.
community?
Wow. I do love the community. The community is awesome. So the fact that I can sit back at the end of my day, look through the blog roll, through the forums, through the Facebook page, and there's people talking about it, posting up pictures and showing us what they're doing. You know, that is probably the most awesome thing in terms of that. And then for me personally, in a really kind of selfish way, I absolutely love reading through the old fluff, grabbing stuff from there and suggesting it as an idea for a new unit in the game. So Blood Berets are a perfect example of doing that.
Yeah. And is there a lot of units you would want to bring in that aren't there yet?
Yeah, so we still have a lot of Brotherhood units, especially, that we'd love to bring in. Yeah, as a Brotherhood fan yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, as a Bauhaus player, there's Jungle Commandos, Blitzers, Dragoons, all sorts that we want to bring back that we just haven't had the opportunity to yet. There's a lot of stuff to look at.
So, I mean, there is nothing but expansion ahead for Warzone.
Yeah. So it's not just the old stuff, it's also including our own new stuff. We've made new units for the game. I mean, Blood Berets originally, they didn't have plasma carbines and they didn't have chainsaws. They just had standard assault rifles. Yeah. And we thought special forces in sci-fi, let's give them a cool gun.
They need to have the Gucci kit.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. The Gucci kit. Yeah, Gucci absolutely. Kit. Yeah.
So, yeah, well, okay, Gucci kit aside. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed that and this little look at one of the most iconic units, definitely, for Warzone. I'll probably paint up a couple of these just to see what I can do with them. So
why not send us some pics when you have?
Oh, absolutely. that was a hint.
Put them on our website.
Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching. Put your comments down below. Are you an Imperial fan? Again, if you have any pictures of your stuff painted, or if you've done any little conversions here and there, I'd like to see those as well. So put your comments down below. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Anime cyberpunk style meets skirmish combat in Infinity. Experience 8 high-tech factions and fight to control the human sphere at the Infinity Hub on beastsofwar.com. Flames of War brings you the battles of World War II in epic 15mm scale. Go to the hub on beastsofwar.com to find news, tactics, and tutorials about the game.